Hey everybody, Tanner Melney here. Wanted to talk to you about the offline meeting track. There's a lot of I'm gonna converge many different concepts. A couple months ago I talked about Come Up for Air, Nick Sonnenberg's newest book. Love that book. It continues to come up in conversations where I reference that book. I think outside of normal, say, level 10 weekly cadence type of meetings, and those of you that work really closely with me know that I'm maybe somewhat to a fault. Like people always say, either synchronized or asynchronized. We need to have a meeting to discuss this. And to me, if you can asynchronously accomplish that, really you don't need a meeting. This is like, let's make this the meeting. But this idea of an offline meeting track, you got to think about it like this. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you're the one calling the meeting or you've been called to the meeting. I've heard over and over that Dan Sullivan, the founder of Strategic Coach, he won't even take a meeting without an impact filter filled out and presented to him ahead of time. So he knows very clearly the objective and the potential outcome of that sort of impact or that decision, that meeting. So going through these 5 steps, what's the objective? What is the agenda? Any prep work? It really frustrates me. If I could have prepped to show up to a meeting, people say, hey, let's meet. And then instead of I have to go do some homework to come back and then we got to meet again, I could have prepped or come with the information. So again, whether you're calling the meeting or being called to the meeting, what prep work needs to be done? Send out whatever all this stuff in advance. And then, as you start the meeting, there's a lot of meetings professionally, personally, that are just noise. And look, I love relationships. I love connections. But when we make and take a meeting or ask for or take a meeting, let's be very clear what the objectives are, what the ideal outcomes look like, so that really, whether it's a 10-minute meeting or a 60-minute meeting, people leave the meeting thinking that was a super great use of time, not, wow, that was a freaking waste. Because how many of those have we all been through? So think about how you can apply this next week and make better use of your time. Have more powerful meetings. Have a great week. Thanks.